got the trailer loaded up and we're coming up here to Copart and we're gonna pick up the donor leaf for the Tacoma. Here we are. All right, I'm gonna park and go inside and get checked in. It looks like it's a quiet morning here at Copart, so hopefully it'll go quickly. We're here parked up next to the other trucks, and now we play the waiting game. All right, let's see if it fires up like the other ones. Nope, 12 volts, totally dead. We'll have to get it back to the shop and try the jump box. Looks like the side airbag's totally deployed, but seats look good. Well, that seat's not. This seat didn't go off. Got the key. All right, let's strap her down. This guy next to me is doing a Tesla, doing the same thing probably. Or fixing it, parting it out, whatever. We got the Leaf, you can see it back there. Let's head back to the shop. We got the car back home. I'm gonna put the jump box on it, see if we can fire it up. Looks like as usual, the radiator and stuff's toast, but the motor looks untouched. The crash beam here has not impacted the motor, so that looks good. All right, jump box on. Dashboard came alive. We can go to neutral. Well, it's not going into drive, but we do show battery percentage 76%, so that's good. Okay, so there's probably something more broke than it wants to let me drive it like the others. So, but it does look like we have a high voltage battery. Welcome back to the shop. We're working on the Tacoma conversion today. So I pretty much got all of the gas engine components out of the truck. So we got the engine, the transmission out, the fuel tank, the evaporative system, the exhaust, all that stuff is now out of the truck. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weigh the truck and we'll see how much all that stuff affects the weight of the truck. So now the truck's basically empty. There's no motive components in the truck. There's no electric motor yet. So we'll get a good baseline of how the truck weighs, and we'll probably get a good understanding of how much the motor, the transmission, and the fuel tank and all that stuff added to the truck. So this is just kind of a cool experiment I want to see, just to see how much that stuff actually weighs. And I just got this thing power washed. I cleaned it up as much as I could. I got all of the leaked oil and the old fluids and dirt and grime out as much as I could. It looks like The battery might have been leaking some acid, so maybe we'll put some paint on here. This is just stuck. I might have to do some scrubbing to get this grime off, but otherwise it's pretty clean under here now. So let's throw it up on the lift and we'll put the scales under it and we'll get a good weight for it. So if you remember a few episodes back, we weighed this truck as it was stock and the weight was 3,417 pounds. So let's see how much it weighs now. All right, so the scale is showing 2,490 pounds. So that's just under 1,000 pounds lighter now. So that's 927 pounds lighter. That's a lot more weight than I expected from the engine and the transmission and the fuel tank and the fuel lines. I expected it to be less than that, but that bodes well for the EV conversion because we'll probably be putting in about that same amount of weight. So hopefully the weight on this truck ends up near stock. That's a really cool result, 2,490 pounds. And just to show you, I've got the hood and the grill here in the back of the truck. So even though the hood is off, it's still gonna calculate the weight, including those parts. And if you remember, we got a donor vehicle for this. We got a 2025 Nissan LEAF, and it has only 247 miles on the car. Really cool. So one interesting thing is in 2020 to I think 2022 or 2023, Nissan was putting a 62 kilowatt hour pack into the LEAF, but the 2025 LEAF we got is actually a 60 kilowatt hour. Now that seems like a downgrade, but in the 62 kilowatt hour pack, there was only 56 kilowatt hours of usable energy, whereas in the 60 kilowatt hour pack, it's actually 59 kilowatt hours of usable energy. So even though the overall total pack size is less, the usable amount of energy is more. I'm also hoping that with the newer pack, it'll last longer. And since this car is nearly brand new, there should be almost no degradation on the pack. So we should get really good range and life out of that pack. And also I was concerned about getting an older 62 kilowatt hour because people have been reporting problems with those packs, cells swelling and bad degradation in some of the pack modules. So hopefully Nissan has solved all that with the new battery chemistry. So that about does it for the episode today. Thanks again for watching. Remember to check out my website, evswapconversions.com. You can check out my store and get a cool t-shirt or hat, coffee, or other items. And we'll see you here next week. Thanks for watching.